welcome back to my channel. As you've seen in the intro and down below, my name is Alycia Nicole and I'm back with another video. Finally, I know it's been, I don't know, about 5-6 months. However, I never stopped recording. I just haven't been posting, y'all. Editing with an almost 1-year-old, it's just crazy. It's hard, okay? I don't know how you people are parents and then decide to do YouTube on top of it, unless that's your main job. Because baby, one of the things that I wanted to do with this series, so if you've seen in the title, I'm going to be starting an I Tried series, which isn't going to be limited to just cooking. However, my passion is cooking, so I am going to challenge myself to create and do recipes that I've never tried before. The first challenge that I'm trying for this video, because I have started back up doing keto, I am going to try to fit as many meals, as many servings, as many recipes, and a budget of $50. I'm going to show you guys everything that I got and the recipes that I create. So without further ado, enjoy the video. Well, so guys, I just seen this. As y'all can see, I'm at Walmart, but I just seen this, and it's a 4-pack of already pre-cut, pre-divided celery. Like, this is amazing. I grabbed it so quick because I thought it was so neat. I think it was like $2. But I don't need it for this week's recipes or however many recipes I'll be able to get from this. So I'm going to put it back to save, you know, save a little bit of money so I don't go into my cost. But that is so cool. So if y'all see these, you should pick them up. Okay, so for our first meal, we're going to be doing Mississippi mud roast. I've seen people say Mississippi mud roast or Mississippi roast, whatever you want to call it. That's what we're going to be making, and we're going to make it in our Instant Pot. So these are the ingredients that I have: the salt, pepper, pepperoncini, minced garlic. I'm probably not going to use this olive oil. I'm probably going to use just regular old vegetable. And then I have this beef bouillon cube, half a stick of butter, a ranch seasoning packet, and then I have chuck roast. Mind you, all of these keto meals that I'm making are just for me. My daughter can't eat this, she ain't old enough, and nobody else is eating keto in my household. So I'm going to be making smaller serving sizes for all of the recipes that I make, but just in case you have a bigger family or you're doing this, you want to meal prep more, just up the recipe. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut this up into cubes. I'm gonna sear it in my Instant Pot because we're not doing all them extra dishes, and then I'm gonna come back to y'all. Okay, so I finished searing my chuck roast, and I have them in full so they can stay warm. I put about a cup of water in here because I don't have the beef broth. If you have a beef broth, then you can use that instead of what I'm doing. Then I'm about to add this beef bouillon cube in there. I'm going to break that up, and then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of this minced garlic. I'm going ahead and add it in my half a stick of butter. I'm trying to do this one-handed. And then it said add in half of a jar of juice and about 9 pepperoncini peppers. I'm going to use about half of this seasoning packet. Okay, so I have everything in a pot. I've cut saute off. I'm about to set it for a pressure cooker. So make sure you put your pressure cooker top on and seal it. But I am about to add a little bit more water just so it is covered. So let's go ahead and set it for 1 hour. Okay, so the second recipe I'm going to be bringing you guys for this meal is going to be the cauliflower mash. I already have these steamed to make it a little bit easier on me so I don't have to boil it. And I did those for 7.5 minutes a piece. And then I have some whipping cream, some butter. I have some parsley because we extra over here. Parsley make things, or Italian herbs, okay? Makes everything look cute, okay? And then salt and pepper. I don't know if I'm going to be using that whole half a stick, but probably is. The things that I picked up from Walmart were, of course, these two. These were $1 a piece, and that was it for this recipe. Okay, so I'm about halfway through my mashing process, and it's getting pretty mashed like, okay? But at a certain point of my hand being tired, I realized I'm not finna do all of this for no fake ass mashed potatoes. So what I'm gonna try to do is put it in this blender. Don't come for me because I know this ain't the right blender. So we're gonna try to put it in here, that way I can get it more smooth consistency, because I don't want to, this is gonna be my first time trying cauliflower mash, and I don't want to cancel it out just because I didn't do it right. Y'all look at this. Look at me. Okay, let me show y'all how good this giant mixing is. And it tastes pretty good. It just tastes like healthy mashed potatoes. I ended up using 2 tablespoons of the butter, and then I would say probably a 1/3 of a cup. I don't know. I used enough honey. I just poured a little bit in there, seeing what it did, poured a little more in there. I don't know, but I would say roughly a 1/3 cup. So while my roast is finishing, I went ahead and cut up some of these strawberries for this dessert that I'm going to be taking with me to work. Yes, I said it, dessert on keto. Yes, I'm bringing you a dessert too. I cut up some strawberries into 4s. I would say about 12 strawberries into 4s. And then I'm going to be adding this stuff on top. So I have the sugar-free kind, and I got this one with white chocolate. Now the recipe that I saw on TikTok called for the cheesecake pudding mix, and I couldn't find any. The only one I did find was the regular kind, and that one had sugar in it, so that was a no-go. So we're going to try with white chocolate, and hopefully that will taste good as well. But I'm going to split these up in these containers. I think this is going to be about 3 servings, so yeah. And then my roast should be ready by the time that I finish up this. So this is what it looks like afterwards. I went ahead and tasted them, and they're pretty good. I think this is a good hack, not just for keto, but if you wanted to give it to your kids and you didn't want to do the typical sugar on top, this is a easy and healthy dessert option. One of the things that I will say, you can see it kind of clumping up in some places. I would say lightly dust it, toss it, and then lightly dust it and toss it until you get there to avoid the clumping factor. But I mean, the clumps honestly taste good, so I think this is something that you should try. I think, like I said, I think this is gonna be 3. If I stop nibbling on it, it'll be 3 servings. And then if you use an entire pack, you'll probably get about I'd say about 6 servings for an entire pack. Ready to go and see what my Mississippi roast is looking like. Okay, let's see how this is looking. Oh my goodness, you guys, I can't even pick it up. I'm going to break this up and then I'll get back with y'all. Okay, so this is the finishing product, including my little dessert. It is really too late for me to be eating. I'm not trying to eat after really 7, but definitely not after 8. But I could not resist, so I have me a little mini plate over here. But y'all, get into this cauliflower mash. Mash, okay? And then Mississippi roast. I think I did fabulous. I tried it. I'm still shook at the fact that I could have made pot roast all this time, because that's my favorite meal in thine world in an hour. I'm just going to pack this up. I have plenty of meat left, so I'm going to use some of this meat for a recipe later on in the week.
The next day.
Today I'm going to be giving y'all 2 more recipes. I'll be making these egg bites that I'm going to be taking in the morning just to save it really quick. I wanted to make it a quick keto breakfast, but I have my 6-cup muffin pan. And you can make these in different options or different sizes. The ingredients that I'm going to be using are what you all see in here in my little bowl. It'll be easier to pour it, so I went ahead and cracked 5 large eggs, and then I put some cream in there with my salt and pepper. Okay, I also have some cheese that I'm going to mix in there. I'm going to saute up some spinach so it can be in there as well. Have my little spray so I can get these to not stick. You can also use some cupcake tins, but I feel like that's unnecessary. And I would make some bacon and then crumble it up, but we're just going to use these bacon bits because this was in the refrigerator. Okay, so in my pan, I just have some of this classic olive oil. I just got this already preheated to about medium heat. And I'm gonna go ahead and saute, like I said, my spinach. Okay, so I have my spinach already separated into my muffin pans. I went ahead and kind of spread it up the sides and separated it. That way it'll kind of give me the look like it's all mixed in together, but it's not. I'm going to start off with a little less. Okay, no I'm not. Yeah, and then if I need some more, I can go back and add. Yeah, I'm so hyped because if this works, I can freeze and prep these. And I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle some of these bacon bits into each of the ones. If you had some sausage crumbles, I'm pretty sure that would be good. All right. I'm making a mess. I love these type of meal preps. They're so easy, so simple. Okay, so these are what we're looking like. Like I said, I probably will put a little bit less, but I don't want to waste that much egg. So this is what we have left. You can put a little bit more seasoning on top. You can put a little bit of bacon on top if you're really trying to be bougie with your presentation. But I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the oven. Got it set to 350. We're gonna start with 10 minutes, and then if it's not ready, I'm gonna show you what they look like at 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna probably just adjust it by 5 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes, and then just keep checking on. I just took these out of the oven and they look so cute, y'all. This one even got a little popover look. Okay, so moving on to the next recipe. I just got some of the Mississippi roast that is left over. I got some of these onions. This is optional. I'm not a big onion person, but I'm gonna cook them down to make them a little caramelized. I'm gonna be using these carb balance. It is a total of 3 net carbs for these. Now I have all of my ingredients laid out for this. I'm not gonna put any sour cream or any salsa in this, but I do like to dip my quesadillas in it, so I'm gonna prep some to go. And then of course I have my cheese in the bag. This one, for a serving, I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons. And that is 1 carb. And then for this salsa, yeah, the serving size is 2 tablespoons as well. And it is about 2 carbs. It says oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, bruh. I should have just used the freaking spatula. All right, let's try this one more damn time. I really want to peek. Okay. I feel a little bit more sturdy with the spatula. Okay. Good, baby. Okay, so this is the finished product of my quesadillas. I'm so hyped to taste these, and I really just did this plating for you guys. Okay, so I am back with another recipe, but we finna make some keto ravioli, and I'm really excited. Not none of that almond flour, coconut flour. We're not using any of that. We're gonna be doing it with a keto hack that I found on TikTok. All I got from the store, what I picked up from the store, is this provolone. This is the same spinach from those egg bites, and baby, let me tell you, them egg bites are fire. But I can also use this as a salad for my side option for these ravioli. But I'm also going to try to put this in the sauce. Y'all, I love some spinach, okay? It's just, like I said, it's an easy way to sneak greens in there. So I'm going to cook these down, saute them, and mix them with the sauce that I'm going to put over the ravioli when I finish. Now, I also have this little used up little block of mozzarella cheese that I'm going to try to use up. It was just in the refrigerator, so that I did not include this in my final price. This is some cream cheese, so I'm really going to kind of go on a judgment call. This is going to be for the filling. Don't know how much I'm going to use, because every recipe that I do, I always tweak it to what I want. I got some minced garlic here. This is also a pantry item that I already had, so not in cost. Salt, pepper. Also, where I seen they did sour cream, and I guess they tried to pair the sour cream with the cream cheese to give a more low carb option than the ricotta cheese. Depending on how this tastes, I may continue doing it this way, but I'll just get the ricotta cheese. It's not that many carbs. So I mean, you can just kind of decide. So you just cut back how much ricotta cheese you put in there, just to save face, because I really don't know how that's going to taste. Then I also have some cheese that I'm going to be putting into the filling as well. And then I have this mild ground Italian sausage. This is the tomato sauce that I'm going to be using, and I got this one, so if you see, it has no sugar added. Warning, for those regular old like ragu, prego, those may have the no sugar added, but you always need to check the back to double check, because one said no sugar added, and I was like, oh, I can get my regular ragu, but it was like still 12 grams of carbs. So I was like, no, not doing it. So always make sure you check the back. The one that I usually get is Rao's, R-A-O. That's the one that I usually get, that's very low carb. But if you look on the bag, can we find it? Yeah, so it's total carbs, it's 5. And then the dietary carbs are, the dietary fiber is 2, so it's 3 net carbs, okay? So this is good, and that's for a half a cup serving. If you want to try a cheaper option that is still relatively low in net carbs, you can just get the regular old. Again, you guessed it, great value. I looked on the back of this just to give you guys a little bit of input, and this one is 9 grams of carbs, and it's 2 grams of dietary fiber, so it's 7 for a half a cup. So that's relatively not bad for this. I think this is like $1.50 for this one, versus that $7 or $8 option of Rao's or Lucini. So hopefully I like this one as well. The Rao's, I couldn't tell that it was no sugar or very low in sugar at all. So hopefully this one will be the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into this and show you guys this one. This one is a little bit more difficult from what I'm assuming, but we're gonna see if it is really foolproof. All the rest of my recipes have been very, very easy, very, very approachable and beginner friendly. So hopefully this one will be as well. And I love some ravioli, so let's see. I already have this cooked. I'm going to just make the filling in this pan, and then I'm going to be showing you guys what I'm going to be doing for the pasta or the ravioli. We're actually going to be cooking this cheese in the oven at 350. I'm gonna have to look back at the recipe and see how long. Let this get bubbly and melty, but not too far. So it's gonna cook for a very short period of time, and then we'll put in the filling and seal it off, and then we're gonna put it back in the oven and let it broil. I also have some parchment paper down to keep it from sticking. I just took them out of the oven. It's still kind of bubbling, but I waited until some of the edges started to crisp up. I didn't want it to do too much. This one probably went a little too much. Okay, so this is cool. This is very easy. I was a little bit concerned, but it's key to let these sit. I really don't know how much to use. I will make this one a bottom. Okay, so let me bring my little light over here. Anyway, So I just went ahead and made my sauce while I was waiting for that to cool. Very, very simple sauce. And like I said, I went ahead and made my sauce for multiple servings, even though I'm just going to do the one tonight. But I just used 1 cup of the sauce, and then I don't even know how much cups of the spinach, but y'all, you know I love the spinach, so I just threw it in there, and then I added in some of this Italian blend grated cheese. Let's go ahead and try to get these. Now I'm gonna go ahead and try to loosen these up. And honestly, what you're doing when you put them back in the oven, because I don't think you have to, is you're just kind of sealing them up. So my phone ended up dying, so I'm not even sure if I got footage of me starting it, but I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do it. So this is actually the second batch. These are a little less crisp, so I kind of know what I'm doing. And they're pretty still flexible. And they're still pretty flexible. Okay, so they are out of the oven, and because I pretty much timed it better, like I said, they weren't sealed together, but the cheese kind of melted and pressed them together. But with the other ones, if yours are not like that, you can just go around and clamp it, kind of primp it up. You just want them to mesh together, that way when you're eating it or when you're plating it, it doesn't look like 2 separate pieces of cheese. I am done for the night. I think you can tell in my voice I'm tired. I think this was a success, and it was very, very easy. I was just really concerned about the stickiness of the cheese, and then how crucial it'll go from melted to burnt. And it